Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming live on the internet, regionsports.com, facebook.com/regionsports, and youtube.com/regionsports. We come to you tonight from Lake Central High School as the Region Sports Network presents the Culver Academy Eagles taking on the Lake Central Indians in a non-conference boys hoops showdown. I'm Jack Hill, the play-by-play for tonight's game. Joining me at the color analysis is Isaiah Gransmere. We got Mike DeWan producing and Zach Miller on camera. A really fun one. Both of these teams have never played against one another, so kind of foreign territory for both teams. We'll start with Culver Academies, a very well-respected 3A program. Definitely have played in that state championship atmosphere a couple of times in their class. They come into tonight's matchup 2-1. Only losses to, well, one of the best teams in the nation, La Lumiere. But this is a very young team. Not one senior starts on this team, but they have a veteran head coach in Mark Galloway.
Yeah, veteran head coach is exactly what you need with a team like this, and coming from various backgrounds all over the United States, all over the world, to be fact, is just something spectacular. And what coach has been able to do here with this young group of men is just very impressive, and so we should have a good one on hand tonight.
For Lake Central, this is a brand new era. Dave Malazek, not the head coach anymore after 19 years. It's going to be the former Calumet College head coach, Ryan Sexton, and he has the Tribe rolling in their first 3 games so far.
Coach Sexton, he's done a great job just being a region guy. He knows, everybody knows who Lake Central is. I mean, there's a number of Indiana All-Star jerseys on this wall up here for a reason, and he's done a great job embracing that early on, understanding that following up after Coach Malaznik is no small task.
No.
But he's up for the challenge, and so is his group this year, and they've done a great job with it.
3-0 start. It's the first time they've done this since 2019, and they're trying to go 4-0 here tonight. Here are the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Eagles, it's going to be Wade Settlemeyer, Miles Barger, Jack Christensen, Matas Pictusis, and Alexander Diffenbach. Those will be your starters for the Culver Academies Eagles. Now for your Lake Central Indians, it will be Dorian Beatty, Cameron Thompson, Xavier Williams, Zachary Green, and Jake Smith. Tip-off about to get underway here at Lake Central High School. We're glad that you could be a part of our Friday night coverage. As here's the tip, won by the Eagles. Actually, went off the official, but stays with Culver Academy.
And Lake Central starting off in a man-to-man.
Lake Central is a very veteran team. They have returned a lot of starters, I should say role players from last year. There's an easy 2 right there. That's Matas Pitusis from Lithuania. The 6'10 junior starts off the game with an easy bucket. 2-0 now. Lake Central, their defense has been really the focus of this Ryan Sexton era. They held Gary Westside to 29% from the field their first game. And there's a beautiful move right there by Zach Green. He is an impressive junior. He had a really good game against Westside, but this is a team that's going to focus on defense. They take pride in that. They're also a team that's going to shoot the 3 ball very well. For Culver, a team with a lot of size, but can shoot the 3 ball as well. So both teams kind of have similarities in the way they want to play tonight.
Yeah, Zach Green, mentioned him. He's been playing lights out to start the season, and we expect a lot from him coming up tonight.
Well, there's a miss right there from Jack Christensen. Cam Thompson now with the basketball, hands it off to Beatty. Green to Williams. Back to Beatty. Goes to Thompson. Thompson drives to his left. Mid-range 2 near the free throw line. No good. Rebound by Smith. Beatty, top of the key, pump fake, drive inside. Tough take and in for 2.
Dorian Beatty, that's a name we're going to say a lot tonight. The senior, he's been playing a phenomenal game of basketball his entire career, but especially this year to start. Looking forward to some big things from him.
Hit 4 threes in their last game. Nice pass inside, but a steal right there by Beatty. On the move he is. Kicks it to Smith, pump fakes it, drives on the baseline. Tough take to the rim. That one's blocked by Pictusis. Culver with the ball now. 4-2 to score is Lake Central leads. Culver, they started a game with a basket. Since then, Lake Central on a 4-0 run. This is going to be a fun matchup. Petusis and Smith, two high-level players with size and strength. And now some trouble right here, a little bit of a trap now.
Lake Central providing pressure, and pressure caught up to him right there, but we're going to see that a lot tonight. You mentioned earlier what they did to Westside, forcing them to 29% shooting. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another outing, low-scoring outing out here tonight.
This is a high-profile offense. They've shot 46% from the field in every game as well. Green with it on the wing. He goes inside to Williams, who walks and nowhere to go. An errant pass and stolen by the Eagles. They're pushing the tempo down the court now. Culver, they got a couple of guys who can shoot the three ball. A lot of their damage comes inside the paint. On that corner, and he stepped out of bounds. Right there, that's number 2, Wade Settlemeyer, the 5'11 junior, turned it over. That back heel just out of bounds, so we go to Lake Central now with 5 minutes and counting. Thompson goes to Beatty, to Green, to Williams, back to Green. Now Thompson up top. Beatty, who has a basket already, goes to Williams. Williams pump faked inside to Smith, double teamed on that baseline now. Pixusis on him. Williams on that wing, drives. Beatty, top of the key, 3, nothing but nylon. Dorian Beatty coming off that 4 3-point performance. Starts one here early with one.
Beatty with 5 early on.
Yeah.
And he's somebody that can get to the rim with ease, but also knock down the tray. So you better get a hand up, better have help side ready.
7-2, LCU now leads. Pixusis now with it, cutting inside. Settlemeyer, no good. They're going to let that ball go out of bounds. And there's that Lake Central defense. They gave up that first basket right away. It was a wide open lane for Pixusis. And since then, it's been a 7-0 run by the Indians. So a timeout called here. We'll take a timeout here. It's a 30-second break here in our game night in the region. You're watching this on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Back here, our game night in the region. Lake Central with the basketball. They lead by 5, currently on a 7-0 run. Jack Thiel, Isaiah Gransberry on the call. Mike DeWan and Zach Miller as well as our crew tonight. A little bit of a zone right now by Culver. And there's a wide open Green. He's going to take the 3 and hit it. Zachary Green. And LC, they are a very three-point friendly team. In their first 3 games, they've hit 17 threes. That's about 5.6 threes per game. They already got 2 here in the first quarter.
And they have a lot of guys with quick releases, which is something that helps them get those shots off and helps them get them off in bunches. So Culver's going to have to be ready, but also not too ready because, as we mentioned earlier, Lake Central is a very good driving threat as well.
It's a 10-0 run now for the Indians. Sotomayor will hand it off. Barger, deep 3, just what they needed. Big-time shot right there. Miles Barger, the 6-foot junior, able to answer with his own 3. 10-5 now with 3 minutes and counting. Thompson with it up top. Goes to Jake Smith. He's their leading returner scorer from last year's team. There's Beatty again. Oh, it rattles in. Dorian Beatty already with 8 early points here in the first quarter. He mentioned it. I said this kid is a player.
Yeah.
There's a foul right there by Thompson. You can tell the energy he has on the court, the quickness, the elusiveness. You can't play too much on top of him because he might drive right past you, but you also can't leave that much room because he's able to pull that trigger.
Yes, and he's an on-floor gymro as well, so you'll see him quite some time just getting his guys together. True point guard on the floor. Very impressive.
This isn't a 4 senior starting lineup team for Lake Central. It's as a veteran team as it can get for these Indians. And for Culver, like we said, not one senior is on the starting lineup. So some learning is going to happen for them as there is on 3. No good. And an offensive rebound. That was Overmeyer who shot that three and missed. Sotomayor pump fakes it, drives inside, mid-range 2-meter free throw line, just hangs off the rim, and Smith is there to retrieve the rebound. Like we said, Jake Smith, he is their leading scorer from last year, double figures in all 3 games. Now Thompson kicks it, Beatty thought about it, drives to his left, step back, now goes Thompson in the corner, back to Beatty on the wing, off the screen of Smith. Beatty hands it off to Green. Green with 3 made already here in the first quarter. Off the screen of Smith, driving inside, open lane for him. He'll let the left-hander, and in for 2. A little roll on that one, 15-5 now, 140 and counting. Almost a backcourt violation right there. Culver able to keep the ball alive. Overmeyer now with it. Goes up top. Christensen hands it off. Settlemeyer. Goes to Overmeyer. Back to Settlemeyer. Back to Overmeyer. Matas now with it. Oh no, almost an errant pass, but Overmeyer able to retrieve it. There's that LC defense. They are just on top of each player right now. And we have an offensive foul right there, an illegal screen set. Another turnover by Culver, but this defense is suffocating right now.
Definitely, and credit to Culver, honestly, because they're not panicking, and that's attributed to how disciplined the program is. I mean, this, as many might know, a military academy where a lot of these guys are. This is their first experience even coming to the region. I mean, you mentioned they got a guy from
much experience out here.
So just to come into this environment, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they settle in.
Yeah, Noah Sabador checks in for Lake Central for the first time. Beatty on the wing, under a minute to go now. Inside to Smith. Smith posting up, trying to find some room. Looks like we'll have a foul right there on the defense. And there's a great point, and although Culver is known for their military and how well they prep these kids for college, they do have a lot of professional talent out there. You know, the most current one is obviously Indiana Hoosier starting point guard Trey Galloway. He went to Culver Academy, actually won a state title with them. So, you know, his dad, Mark, is the coach. So Culver has been able to produce some great athletes over the years. Inside pass to Smith. Tough matchup on him, and it rolls out. And there's the ball. It goes out of bounds, and it's going to go. Actually, it's going to stay with Lake Central. The last-minute change on the call right there. That's going to be a fun matchup. Matas Pexusis and Jake Smith. 6'10", 6'6", but Jake Smith, he has been a huge part of this LC team, not just this year, but last year. Sabador to Beatty. Beatty with 2 threes made already here in this first quarter. Inside pass, Williams blocked, but they're going to get him with a foul. So Xavier Williams, Iowa commit for football, will head to the line for 2 shots. They'll get Jack Christensen on the foul.
And to your point from earlier, you know, many names.
Yeah, a lot of hockey players.
Yeah, a lot of hockey players. And notably, although he transferred away, but Marcus Freeman's son from Notre Dame just played there. And you got just a lot of guys that just go to that school and where they turn boys into men. Yeah. And so
both free throws missed. Yeah, Vinny Freeman now at Penn High School. We had the pleasure to watch against Crown Point this year in the playoffs in football. So 18 seconds and another turnover right there by Culver. Some miscommunication between Settlemeyer and Diffenbach. So Lake Central most likely hold for the last shot here. 10-point lead for the Indians. Dorian Beatty, he's been the leading scorer in this quarter. 8 points, 2 for 2 from the three-point line. A little bit of a zone right now by the Eagles. Sabador, Beatty. Beatty now 4 seconds. He's going to have to go. Kicks it corner. Sabador, 3. No good. Back iron. And that will mean it's the end of the first quarter. But a hot start for the Lake Central Indians and Dorian Beatty. It's 15-5. We're going to take a break and get ready for the second quarter as you're watching our game night in the region here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Back here, Lake Central leads 15-5. It's your Strachan Van Til hometown scoreboard update. Your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Shop online for delivery and curbside pickup at StrachanVanTil.com. Culver will start this quarter with the basketball. Barger hit a three in that first quarter with the basketball. Overmeyer almost loses it on that one. Some defense intensity picking up right now for the Indians. Jordan Ireland in for the first time for Lake Central, as well as Manny Pinigua. Overmeyer on that corner, trying to find some room, but this defense for Lake Central has been great. That floater, too, no good. And that ball's up for grabs. So it looks like that might have been off Jack Christensen. It will be Lake Central basketball. The Friday night forecast, which is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast, 51 degrees in December. Take it and leave it, ladies and gentlemen. It will not get any better than that. And that's the game night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Keeping you cool in the summer and cozy in the winter. So Lake Central, they'll have the ball for the first time here in the second quarter. They're able to ring down a couple of threes in that first quarter. Inside, Smith trying to find some room. It's been a tough matchup for him. And block, able to get his own rebound, puts it off the glass and in. Way to keep the attack, Jake Smith. He's got a tough battle. We talked about it. Matas Piktuis, the 6'10 junior out of Lithuania, has 4 inches on him.
And he's playing tall. I mean,
Yeah.
the footwork has been good all night, and just it'll be interesting to see if Lake Central can continue to work around his height and on the offensive end, continue to keep him off the block or even further out on the perimeter where he isn't as much of a threat.
Turnover right there by Culver. But Isaiah, this Lake Central team has a different intensity to them, a different energy than years past, I feel like. Thompson, inside to Ireland. Ireland on that baseline double team. That was hit out of bounds from behind by Settlemeyer. So Jordan and Ireland, the 6'5 junior. So Lake Central with a little taller lineup. You got Smith, who's 6'6", Ireland, who's 6'5". Thompson now. And another foul. This one's going to be on Lake Central, an illegal screen. I believe they may tag Manny Piniagua with that one, and they will. So the first team foul, his first. Zachary Green checks in for Jordan Ireland. Lake Central, they play about a 7-8 deep rotation here. So Culver, some turnovers in the early going, some miscommunication, just trying to get their foot set. Nice Settlemeyer kicks it out. Matas for three, the big man, able to knock that one down. Came into tonight shooting 50% from the three-point line. That was his fourth made three of the year, so 17-8 now.
Definitely a great pick and pop by the big man to be able to do it with ease, make an impact, and execute on the bucket.
And for Culver, they might have to find some more success from that three-point line to get back in this one a little closer. Thompson almost traveled there. Piniagua now with it up top to Smith. Culver's defense has done a good job adjusting. Piniagua now with it. Goes to Thompson, goes to Green. Not really been able to find anything on the inside. Off the screen, Paniago's going to pull up for three. Swoosh! Manny Paniagua. Confident stroke from the senior. 20-8 now with 5 minutes and counting.
Yeah. Way to bounce back for the senior after the foul and then coming back down the court for a big three.
Overmeyer's three, in and out there. Ball will go now with the Indians. Xavier Williams and Dorian Beatty check in again. What's been that three-point ball for Lake Central? I believe that's been 4 makes from that line. And, I mean, coming into tonight's game, like we said, they've made 17 threes in their first 3 games. Obviously, you're not a team that wants to live or die for the three-point line, but they've been able to create so many open looks for them in that spot.
Yes, and it's been impressive on how they've done it. You know, good ball movement side to side on the reversals, getting post touches.
Yeah.
And that's opened up a lot of those three-point buckets.
There's Smith. He's fouled. Oh, shot almost went in right there for the senior. He'll head to the line for 2 shots. And Lake Central, over the years, they've had so many prolific three-point shooters. You go back to Skylar Smith, you know, the years that they would go. They went to the state championship when Dave Milosic was the head coach. You know, a guy like Nick Anderson, who has one of the most famous shots in this gym. Smith's first free throw is good. So Lake Central has been known to have those three-point shooters.
Yes, indeed. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Mengetti.
Oh, man, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah,
one.
that
Wow.
guy. I know he'll probably tune in at some point
absolutely.
tonight.
Thank you for
that guy
checking me on that one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You know, and it kind of followed. It went from Meneghetti to Skylar Smith to Nick Anderson. You know, they all basically got to learn from one another. You know, I believe Nick Anderson was about a freshman when Smith was a senior.
Yep.
As there's a three made right there by Overmeyer. But, yeah, it just shows you, you know, especially when it comes to three-point shooting, how many great three-point shooters have come across here at Lake Central. Beatty, wing, three, no good. And looks like we'll get a loose ball foul by Xavier Williams. So Culver now with the basketball, down by 11. I think Culver is another team that's really been shooting it from the three-point line well. That's 3 makes so far tonight from that three-point line, and we'll have a timeout here by Lake Central. We'll take a break here on our Game Night in the Region. Watch us on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit
22-11, Culver Academy now with the basketball. A lot of threes made so far by both teams. If my math is correct, we've had 7 total threes in the early going of this second quarter. 4 minutes and counting in this non-conference matchup. First time these two teams have ever played against one another.
That's pretty cool.
It is, absolutely.
And Region Sports has the honor of broadcasting it.
No, it's an awesome opportunity to kind of expand your horizon and play some teams that you usually wouldn't play.
Definitely.
Matas now with it, posting up on Smith. Pass to the corner, nice find, and can't finish the three. Smith with that rebound. The big man passes it to Xavier Williams. Williams now in the corner. Up top to Thompson. Green now the Beatty. Thompson in the wing inside to Williams. Williams across to Smith. Smith drives to his right. Beatty. Quick pass, Thompson to Williams. Corner, pulls it. Does not hit it. Rebound secured. Settlemeyer averaging 5.3 rebounds per game.
Surprisingly, Culver popped into a 2-3 zone right there, which is very interesting, knowing how Lake Central shot from the 3 this half. So we'll see how long they stay in it.
Christensen now with it up top. Settlemeyer on that wing. And it looks like we will get a timeout here. So Culver calls a quick timeout. We'll stay right here with 2:30 to go, 22-11. The score is. Isaiah, what have you liked from Lake Central so far tonight?
Lake Central, I've liked their physicality on the defensive end. They've been up inside the offensive players' grill, you know, in their bubble, kind of making them uncomfortable and whatnot. And then on offense, they've turned it around and made it not just one pass, one shot possessions, but worked the ball as a team and gotten some great looks there.
For Culver, although they are down 11, they've turned the ball over a lot. You know, they've had some miscommunication on some passes. What have you liked from them so far, and what do you want to see maybe going forward this game from them?
Culver's done a great job in still running their offense amidst the pressure that Lake Central has provided, but at the same time, they aren't getting the greatest shots. You know, we'll see about a minute come off the clock, and they kind of either turn it over or get a bad look at it. So maybe a little more patience will help them on throughout the rest of this game.
2:30 to go. Possession arrow faces the Indian way. It will be Culver basketball after that quick timeout. Mark Galloway he didn't like what he was seeing out there and wanted to call a timeout before it was too late. They always say, use your timeouts. Might as well, you get them. They're free.
Yep.
So they'll pass this ball out. Diffenbach with it. Beatty on him. Drive inside. Nice pass. Meyer, corner three, and knocks it down. Another three made by Andrew Oliver over Meyer. He came into tonight's game 1 of 11 from three, 9%. He's made 2 threes already tonight.
Hey,
22
might be the magic of the gym.
Yeah, drive by Jake Smith. Foul. And puts the basket in. A nice cut on that baseline and a find by Xavier Williams. Smith will try to complete the three-point play.
Great play by the big man going up strong. And that's a lesson for all the young fellas out there watching. You don't necessarily have to be a dunker to go up strong at the rim. And he laid it right above, got the 2 points, and now for an opportunity for 3.
Yeah, Smith's been quiet. It's been a tough matchup for him, but able to hit that free throw. 25-14 now. Diffenbach with the basketball. Oh, right out of cookie jar. And Beatty off the glass, can't hit it. Smith from behind, puts it back in. Beatty took that one right out. And a good job by Jake Smith to follow his teammate.
Great defense, and that's what all coaches emphasize. Rally to the rim on the fast break. And great job by Jake Smith right there with that.
You know Beatty's going to want that one back. He had the wide open layup. Well, Barger checks back in for Culver. Culver, their first lead, and only lead. It was 2-0 since then. Lake Central has been on the move. Christensen, Barger now, inside. Matas on that baseline, posting up on Smith. All the way to the corner. Saddlemeyer on that baseline. That floater no good. Smith secures the rebound.
The vertical by Xavier Williams on that play caused him to have to shoot it a little higher than he probably wanted to.
Thompson in a little bit of a 2-3 zone right now by Culver. Up top, Beatty to Thompson on that wing. Inside, there's Smith wide open. A good find by the passer and Thompson. And Jake Smith has found a rhythm here late in the second quarter, now has 7 points in the last 2 minutes.
Got to give a shout out on that last play by Zachary Green on the seal screen.
There you go.
Very clean, but that really opened up the lane right there for Jake Smith to get the bucket.
Sabador comes in for Lake Central. That's a foul on Lake Central. That's their 14th foul. One more will be bonus for Culver. Under a minute go here. It's been a quick and fast-paced first half. Saddlemeyer loses it. Williams with the steal. Goes to Smith. Smith thought about it. Sabador now with it to Beatty. Up top with 30 seconds to go. Could hold for the last shot here. It looks like they will. They're going to take their time with a 15-point lead. Try to make it at least 17 or 18 before we head to halftime.
And great decision right there by Coach Sexton, calling off the dogs right there for a second.
And there's a foul by Barger. Yeah, you're limiting the possessions Culver is able to get.
Yep. And also great job by Lake Central to realize that and pull it back and be ready to go.
Like I said, it's a new era for this Indian team, and it's an exciting one. 12.7 and counting. Beatty on that right, driving inside, pass inside, and too much on that. Jake Smith couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds, so Culver now a chance with the last shot. 5.6 seconds to go. Settlemeyer with the basketball. Meyer, he's going to throw it up. It was blocked off the glass and no good. So a missed three by Oliver Overmeyer to end the first half. It's been fun. It's exciting. The Lake Central Indians lead 29-14. We're going to take a break here in our game night in the region. You're watching this on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The
thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship, the best hands in the business.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Does not permit outside super drinks.
Hi, this is Tim down at Tire Pros and Auto Superstore, 5200 Cleveland in Maryville. 219-887-3333 is our phone number. We've been serving the region and building relationships with our valued customers for the past 23 years. We have a wide variety of services, quality tires with the best warranty in the nation, and some of the most skilled mechanics I've ever worked with. Let us exceed your expectations. We're setting a new standard. Come on down, ask for Mike or Tim. We'll take excellent care of you. Thank you.
Back here, halftime almost done as Lake Central leads 29-14. Jack Thiel, Isaiah Gransberry besides me, Mike Dewan and Zach Miller as well. Always appreciate them helping the RSN crew out. It's been a fast-paced and fun first half. Isaiah, we'll start with Lake Central. Things have gone very well for them. The defense has been stifling, and the offense has been knocking down threes when open.
Yeah, and Dorian Beatty, he's the leader of that.
Absolutely.
Has at least 3 right now, if my numbers are correct. And he's done a great job in not only getting himself open to start the game, but also getting his teammates open. Coach Sexton trusts him bringing up the ball, but also facilitating the offense. You saw when they got into a 2-3, getting them orchestrated and whatnot. He's done a great job with that, and Lake Central as a whole has done a great job with the balance. They've gotten a lot of three-point looks, but also great looks inside as well.
As our cameraman Zach Miller puts us on camera, he needs to know that they're here to watch a basketball game and not us. But yeah, I'm telling you this, I'm buying stock in Dorian Beatty. The way he's played out there, he's quick, he's fast, he's elusive. He can knock down the three, drive inside. We already saw him pick someone's pocket at the half-court line. Really impressive young player. We'll go to Culver. Obviously, they're down by 5 or 15, I should say. They've shown some flashes of the offense. The three-pointer has been kind of their bread and butter as of late. They have 4 of them made and 1 two-pointer. What would you like to see from them coming out of halftime?
Well, as you mentioned, they've done a great job getting solid looks through their offense, but I feel like they could do a better job attacking Lake Central off the baseline. That drive has been there, but after they break past that first defender, the second option isn't always there. So if they could continue to work to get their big man some looks and everybody else some looks inside off that baseline drive, we might see ourselves with a ball game here in the second half.
For Lake Central, you got a very comfortable lead at 15. You obviously don't want to get too comfortable because you never know with a team like Culver. What do you want to see from Lake Central? Maybe is there something they could improve on going into the second half, or is there something you want them to do even more that was successful in that first half?
Well, I flipped that Culver switch.
Yeah.
They're going to have to take away or do a better job in keeping Culver out of the paint because they've been inching closer and closer each time, and I feel like that's just attributed to a slower step. And I can see them making that adjustment right there and then also continuing to box out on both ends, and they'll be able to run away with this one.
It's going to be a good one. Second half, about 1 minute and 45 and counting. We'll take a break here in our game night in the region, and we'll be back for the second half. You're watching this on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Centrally located in downtown Indianapolis, the Hampton Inn is just steps away from Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Situated at 105 South Meridian Street, shopping, restaurants, entertainment, and many Indianapolis attractions are in near proximity. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a gym fitness center. For reservations, the number is 317-261-1200. The website is hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Back here, getting you set for the second half. Lake Central Culver Academy. It's been a fun one so far. 29-14, the Indians lead. Now, Mark Galloway's been here for a long time with Culver. Has a state title under his belt. Multiple state appearances for Ryan Sexton. He's never been, in Indiana-wise, he's never been, I believe, a head coach for high school. He was the assistant at Hanover Central recently, and then he was the head coach at Calumet College for 13 years. And in an interview with Dave Funk of the Times, he said, Lake Central is not a job that comes around every day. And he really wanted to take this job and not just take it for himself, but with the community. And what was really interesting as we start here in the third quarter was when he was hired, he invited all the members of Lake Central High School to kind of like a Q&A, asking questions about the program, what they expect. And I thought that was just such an insightful thing, as there's a travel by Smith right there, because it is Lake Central. The name has some carry to it. It's a big school. It's 6A, 4A wise for basketball. And replacing a guy like Malosnik is not easy at all. So for him to accept it, but also want the community to be involved, I thought that was just a job well done. A nice play right there. Can't rattle in. And a rebound. Zachary Green now pushing the tempo down the court. Euro step floater. They're going to give him with the charge. But going back to what we were seeing, it's interesting to see that Ryan Sexton really wants the community involved. And there is a great crowd on hand for what is a non-conference game tonight.
Yeah, and you mentioned the community. I mean, the students got the student body into it, got the crowd into it, got the members of the community out here, and that's something you want. And especially in your first year at a school of this magnitude, one of the biggest schools in Indiana, definitely the biggest school in Northwest Indiana at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, very impressive job by Coach Sexton early on.
Culver down by 15. Under falls, but a good job by Diffenbach to control it. Matas now with it on that wing. That 6'10 junior now goes to Settlemeyer. Matas now driving inside, posting up top. Nowhere to go for Settlemeyer. Now Barger, deep three, and in and out. That one secured. Thompson with the rebound.
Good tip by Beatty to start and get Lake Central back on offense early in this third quarter.
Inside, Smith with it. Back to Thompson. Driving inside. Nice pump fake then to Smith on that corner. Smith, he's going to pull it and can't get that one to go in. Rebound secured by Pictusis. Settlemeyer now with it. He plays 93% of the minutes for Culver this season. Barger driving that baseline. Nowhere really to go. And there's a double dribble right there. Picked it up and really had nowhere to go. This defense, I mean, if you pick that ball up, you have to know where you're going, or Lake Central's going to make you pay for it.
Yes, and that was one of the things we mentioned at halftime was Culver's getting there. They're getting past Lake Central to the baseline, but when they do get there, there's no second option. And so I think that's something they need to keep working on in this game and throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, Smith driving inside and an underhand lay-in for 2. And Smith has really gotten going late in the second quarter now here in the third. He was quiet in that first quarter. 31-14. Lake Central leads, 5:25 and counting. Oliver Overmeyer passes it. Settlemeyer now. Matas with a 3 and knocks it down. The 6'10 junior able to nail his second 3 of the night, and a timeout quickly called right there by Mark Galloway as they trail 31-17. We'll take a timeout as well here in our game night in the region. You're watching us on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Back here, 31-17. The score is, we thank you for making us a part of your Friday night. It's been a fun one so far here at Lake Central High School. You know, we talked about Lake Central and some guys who play for the school and went to the school, but look, Culver Academy, don't sleep on their alumni list as well. You have Bud Adams, the owner of the Tennessee Titans. You also have the city manager of Dallas, Texas, Elgin English Krell, back in the day. You have former NHL hockey player Kevin Dean. You have NHL player Nick Dowd. You have hockey player for Team USA Molly Engstrom. You have professional boxer George Foreman III. So, you know, Culver Academy is just such a rich history, and the people that go there, Green, they're going to get him with the travel. He did make the shot, but they're going to get him with the travel. But it's just so interesting how many, you know, well-known people have gone to Culver Academy. The founder of the Kansas City Chiefs, Lamar Hunt, Culver Academy. You talked about it, not anymore, but Vinny Freeman, the son of Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame head coach for football, used to go there. Barger for 3 up top, off the front iron, no good. When Brian Kelly was the coach at Notre Dame, his kids went to Culver Academy as well. So it's a rich history with that school, and it's a beautiful campus.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right off the lake.
Oh, the lake is amazing. I had a good friend of mine who attended Culver Academy, and I got to visit the campus a couple of times, and yeah, it's so beautiful down there, and I really enjoyed it, especially in the summer, springtime with that lake. Just really a great atmosphere. Williams driving in, fouled, can't get the basket to go in, but he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Matas Pictusis charged with the foul. That's his 3rd of the game, team's first.
Williams with a good, strong take to the basket, looking like he's running through those holes that his football teammates opened up for him this past season. He makes the first one.
Hey, his football coach, Rick Good, is here in attendance, so, you know, taking a look at his running back. Got to battle some injuries this year, and got to play a couple of games, but glad to see him here on the court. Makes the second free throw as well, committed to the University of Iowa. 33-17 the score is now. Settlemeyer, Barger now with it. Matas, Christensen now back to Settlemeyer. Matas again with it. Settlemeyer again, driving on that baseline. Passes it outside, pump fake, corner, Settlemeyer. Nowhere really to go inside for Culver. And the LC faithful clap for them. Man, nowhere to go for this team.
Yeah, this is great defense right here. Great job by the Indians.
Settlemeyer back up top to Christensen. The Settlemeyer, nice inside pass and able to finish at the rim. Jack Christensen.
Something we haven't seen much today from Culver. Looked very easy right there. The slip and post touch into a easy 2-point basket.
Yeah. Smith, pump fake, Free throw line pass. Williams, corner three. It's good. Xavier Williams, he hit 3 threes in the game against Westside the other day. Another guy who can really pop it in that 3 spot. Barger, the Christensen. Settlemeyer now. Trying to find somebody. Barger again with it. Back to Christensen. There's a 3 by Barger. That one might have been tipped, but there to finish it is Matas Pictusis. 36-21 now, 2:30 and counting.
Seeing Culver put together a couple offensive possessions, which is a start.
Yeah. Beatty, Smith, wing, 3, nylon. Jake Smith able to finish at the rim and make a little swoosh from the 3-point line. 39-21 now. This team is just so versatile, and they can hit the 3. They can drive inside. They're going to be a tough team to beat in the DAC this year. And there's the steal. It's Dorian Beatty, the quick point guard. Step back, Smith, pump fake, Beatty on that wing. Thompson now up top. Holds the ball. Telling his offense to move. Williams now with it. Smith had the advantage on the matchup, but Lake Central couldn't take advantage of it. Green, the Beatty, wing, 3, Beatty! Another one! Dorian Beatty, buy your stock now. His third 3 of the night. 42-21 now, Lake Central with their largest lead of the night. Settlemeyer, Matas now back to Barger. Beatty almost stole it right there. Christensen able to get that one back. Settlemeyer driving on that baseline, able to find somebody in the corner. The shot's up, no good. Beatty with the rebound. LC's got some numbers right now. The point guard, what a pass, what a finish, and the foul, Zachary Green. And the Tribe is rolling.
That is picture perfect on the way they ran the floor right there. Zach Green, he got into the alley on the left side of the court and gave Beatty space to where Beatty was able to make a good decision. He could have took it to for himself to the right, but he decided to dish it off to Green, who finished strong at the basket. Once again, a common trend.
With how quick he's driving to the basket, able to make that pass, that's impressive. And a nice strong take by Green. And he completes the 3-point play. 45-21 now. A little bit of a press by Lake Central. And it looks like we'll get a foul on Beatty right there. So that will be the 3rd team foul by Lake Central. It's his 2nd foul. 37.5 seconds to go. This 3rd quarter, it's been all Lake Central. It's also crazy to think Lake Central, they lost 4 seniors on last year's team. Settlemeyer with 30 seconds. Almost a travel right there and almost a steal. Culver still with the basketball pass to the corner. Out of bounds, you have Diffenbach and Matas right there, and Lake Central can now hold for the last shot with 16.7 seconds to go.
Coach Galloway was getting fired up right there on the sideline prior to that last foul, and Coach Sexton just turned to his guys and started clapping.
Brings that energy, he really
brought
does.
that intensity on defense right there for the Indians, and there is another stop, another trend that we've seen quite a lot this half.
Well, there's a foul by Jerryson Young. He checks in for the first time tonight. In fact, a senior out of Glenview, Illinois. That's the team's 3rd foul. There's a couple of local guys on this team. Glenview's not too far. You do have Downers Grove, that's one of the student managers, as there's another foul. And you have a Crown Point player in Luke Peck, a junior. So there's some, some region maybe Chicagoland players on Culver. So 14 fouls now, 7.6 seconds to go.
We talked about him before the game, but another notable Culver alumni was Cooper Farrell, which we'll get to talking about him a little bit more in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to end the third quarter. 45-21, Lake Central leads. They're 8 minutes away from being 4-0. You're watching our game night in the region here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Back here, fourth quarter, 45-21. Jack Theo, Isaiah Gransberry. We got Mike DeWan producing, Zach Miller getting those great shots on camera. A big thank you to our hometown scoreboard, courtesy of our friends from Strack and Van Til. It's your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strackandvantil.com. We'll be live tomorrow night from Couts High School for game night in the PCC. It'll be Marquette Catholic and Couts Mustangs. Myself and Doug Nelson will be on the call. We'll have Zach Miller and Justin Cole there as well. So 8 minutes to go here in this non-conference matchup. Culver will start the fourth quarter with the basketball. And it looks like we'll get an illegal screen by the Eagles. So just like that, a turnover. Lake Central now with the basketball. It's been an overall team effort by the Indians. Dorian Beatty and Jake Smith, those two have really led the charge for this offense. Also Zachary Green, who's had some tough finishes. Xavier Williams has a couple of shots as well. And there is Green inside to Smith. Smith posting up, finishes, can't do that. This time gets his own rebound. He's fouled, but he's on the ground. So shot does not count. He was able to get his own rebound. Jake Smith, a double-double in every game this year, averaging 16.6 points per game. Williams, Thompson now, off the screen of Smith, Thompson to Smith. Smith thinks about it, takes it, can't hit that one. And that ball will go with Culver Academies.
We mentioned region guys from Culver Academy. Cooper Farrell, the Valparaiso native, and he played at Culver. He was part of that state championship team. Went on to having a very successful career where now he is playing basketball at the Division II level.
Okay.
And at Bentley University. And just another great player, region bred, and just impressive career, already doing great things at the college level.
Good find right there, Isaiah. Good job. Substitution for Culver. They'll pass the ball out under the hoop. Matas with it, hands it off to Oliver Overmeyer. Overmeyer almost loses it. Yang, ooh, that was close, but able to secure it. Meyer on that corner, inside, nice pass. And that one almost stolen. Matas able to save that, and looks like we'll get a timeout called by Mark Galloway. A couple tough passes right there. Looks like Matas got a couple, maybe some floor burn right there on that save. Tried to save the pass. It was up for grabs on the ground, and one of those timeouts where trying to get your team set, down by 24, trying to work on some things, get ready for the next game. For Lake Central, usually this is the time when they would play Hanover Central. Not playing them this year, so maybe that's where this non-conference matchup came about. But it is interesting for them to play a team this far away because they've had to go to South Bend and play South Bend, Washington, and now they've welcomed the team an hour and a half away. So they're welcoming teams that usually don't see on a region schedule.
And the really interesting part about that is that in Indiana, there's a lot of different brands of basketball, and Culver is one of them. You know, they look for the drives. They try to play big inside, but so it's just a different pace of the game, though. It's a different pace of the game for them, and I'm sure for Lake Central as well, which they've seen quite a good variety early on in the season.
Yeah, for Lake Central, they'll play Mishawaka Marion next, and they're to steal by Green. Green drives inside and short on the finish and gets a rebound, and he puts it up, and he's fouled, and count it! Zachary Green will not be denied.
And if that doesn't tell you the identity of this Lake Central team, I don't know what does. Just the fight, the consistency throughout this entire game, just going punch for punch with Culver early on, and just letting them have it throughout this entire game. And you've seen it right there with Zach Green in the M1.
Able to hit that free throw, 48-21, and for Lake Central, 11 days is arguably their biggest matchup of the year. They go up north and play the Mustangs. So that will be a good one. Mike Dewan, of course, our producer, a former Mustang, played football there. I believe he could have done a good job on the basketball court. Mike Hackett should have gave him a chance. But LC and Munster, that's 11 days away at Munster. That's always a fun rivalry. And with the way Lake Central's playing and how Munster's been over the years, that could be a clash. So 48-21, 6-14, a foul right there called. Looks like they're going to tag Cam Thompson with that one. Sabador will now check in for him. But for the Indians, you have so many options on offense. You know, you have Beatty, you have Green, you have Smith, Thompson, Williams. You know, this is a really loaded offense. And if their defense can, you know, do what they've been doing, that's going to even result in more success for them. There's a foul. Looked like Suttlemeyer got Green on the rebound. But when your offense is able to find this many complementary pieces, and your defense, well, like we said, they held Gary Westside to 24% last game. Culver at 21 points total. It just complements each side of the game for them. Beatty, the Smith up top. There goes Beatty. Quick dribbler. Now goes back to Green. Now back to Beatty to Williams on the wing. Smith, the forward up top. Oh, Williams lost it. And a foul right there by Green. Tried to create a steal right there. Got Jack Christensen on the wrist. Both teams with 4 team fouls, so next foul for both teams will result in bonus. Wade Suttlemeyer presides out of Culver, Indiana, with the basketball. Now Barger with it. Barger has 2 threes in tonight's game. Matas, he has 2 threes as well. Back to Barger, contested, make no good. In and out. So Beatty will slow things down for Lake Central. And a steal right there. Tipped from behind by Jack Christensen. Matas Pixusis was able to secure it and gives it off to Alexander Diffenbach. Barger, he loses that one. Zachary Green now, he's on the move. Foul, and can't finish at the rim. Yeah, the way he was going for that, I think he wanted to dunk that one.
Most definitely. He was going to put the lights out right there, and I'm sure with the way he's been running the floor, he might get one before this one is out if Coach Sexton doesn't take out the dogs.
So he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. His first one is good. So number 13, Andrew Oliver Overmeyer will check in for Culver. And can't hit the second one, but Xavier Williams, a rebound, and he's fouled. Toughness right there by the guard. That's going to be bonus, so he'll head to the line now for 2 shots.
Lake Central as a whole, this entire game is, I correct myself, the second half, they've done a better job crashing the offensive glass, getting second chance opportunities, which has helped them expand this lead very quickly.
Williams hits the first one, and Lake Central, both of their basketball programs are just on the rise, and here's the second one. It's good. For the girls, they have a really good basketball team this year. Joe Huppenthal's got a team that was really good last year and returned a lot of that production this year. I'm excited to watch them as well. They'll definitely be one of the favorites in the DAC. 51-21 now, Lake Central's largest lead. For the men's, in my opinion, that DAC's going to run through Chesterton. Mark Urban's got a squad. Xavier Williams with a steal. On the move, he's fouled. Shot can't go in, but he'll go to the line. 4 more free throws. But for the men's, myself and Mike DeWan, we talked about it last week. Watch out for Chesterton. The team that went to state a couple years ago, Tyler Parrish, that's a name to keep your bookmark on. When they play Lake Central, I think those two teams are going to have a great rivalry. Look at Crown Point. Valparaiso Smiley, a touted guy, I believe a 3-star recruit. And there's Williams Make. Look out for East Chicago. They're another team, although it's not the DAC. East Chicago is a really good basketball team this year. But I will say, Bishop Knoll, they've got some dudes on that team. They've got a couple of 3-star kids. I'm excited to see how they do as well. A lot of great basketball here in the region this year as Williams hits that free throw.
Definitely, and tracking it back to the DAC, I mean, right now 2 teams in the top 20. Got Chesterton checking in in the top 15, or top 10, at 8, and then LaPorte another one that a lot of people don't realize. Freshman point guard coming in with a lot of returning players. Coach Heckard, he's been doing a great job there in his 3rd year. And, I'm sure he might tune in and listen for a second. That's my guy.
The DAC is loaded, for sure.
Yes, DAC is loaded, and from top to bottom. So
absolutely.
This is going to be a league that at the end of January we'll be looking at a lot of good games. So it'll be interesting. And then you mentioned the girls as well, led by a good group of seniors. Malosnik's daughter is on that team. Bryn Leonard, IUN commit. They have a lot of potential because a lot of those girls have gotten multiple years on varsity.
Absolutely.
So this Lake Central program as a whole has a lot to be excited about. I mean, we talked earlier, community, student body is just going to keep on growing and growing as the season continues.
You talk about the girls basketball team. That's the former job of head coach of the Chesterton boys team, Mark Urban. So a little tie-in right there. I believe Chesterton does play at Lake Central for boys. So that would be an interesting one. 53-22 now, 4 minutes and counting left. Lake Central seems to be on their way to a 4-0 start. Paniagua checks in for Lake Central. Smith with it. Pick out. Williams, the 3, no good. Rebound secured. Settlemeyer with it. Barger, not afraid to shoot that shot. Nice pass inside and a tough finish at the rim. Number 10, Jack Christensen.
And yes, that Chesterton game you mentioned is at Lake Central later this month. Or, I'm sorry, later next month. Wow, we're already going into 2024, but January 26th at Lake Central. And that will be one to circle on the calendar for sure.
Stay with Lake Central. I just looked. If Lake Central is able to secure a win tonight, it will be their first 4-0 start since 2003. So it's been 20 years since Lake Central has started 4-0 in men's basketball.
That says a lot because it's not like they come in playing.
They've had a lot of 3-1 starts to the year.
It's not like they come into each season playing non-competitive basketball.
Exactly.
They challenge themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, this Culver team will make a deep run
Absolutely.
in the 3A Class 3A playoffs. So this is very impressive, and it's a credit to a lot of just everything going on around here. So great job, Lake Central.
And it's a young team. No senior starters. Like, that takes time to grow and develop. And there's a make right there. I don't know if I have to keep saying his name, Isaiah. You were high, and then before the game even started, Dorian Beatty. This is a prolific scorer.
Yes, he is. I've had the privilege of being around his development for the past couple of years, and it's amazing to see it translate onto the court when you know how much work a player puts in, and just such a great thing.
And it looks like we'll have a violation. Couldn't find anywhere to pass the ball. We'll have some of the bench guys come in for Lake Central, getting their minutes in here with 1:57, some varsity action. Looks like we'll have Jacob Billmeyer, the 6-foot sophomore. Driving inside, Sabador. Oh, they're going to get it with a charge right there. A tough take. But a good job by, looks like, I believe that's Jack Christensen. Staying in that lane. That's never a fun charge to take.
Oh, no, never. Coming right down the hill from the top of the key. You might as well call that Oklahoma football drill.
140 now and counting. Oliver Overmeyer to Barger. Barger back up top. Settlemeyer now. And a carry right there. Just another turnover by this Eagle squad.
And that's impressive. Coming off the bench, knowing that you're still going up against a few of the guys that have gotten in the game for Culver. So to see that Lake Central still has that intensity is very impressive.
Contested three, in and out. Ireland right there puts it back in. 6'5" junior Jordan Ireland. And a timeout called by Culver, 57-24. We'll stay here. It's going to big thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Friday night. It's been a lot of fun. Zach Miller, camera, Mike DeWan producing. Myself, Jack Thiel, Isaiah Gransberry. Feels weird to be back as a Lake Central graduate. It's fun, though. Seeing some old teachers I got to see, and, you know, it's almost like 4 years went by too fast for me. But just a reminder, we'll be live tomorrow night from Marquette Catholic at Couts. Tip-off will be scheduled for 7. We'll be live at about 6:45. Also coming up on our broadcast list next week, we'll have East Chicago at Chesterton. We were just talking about those two teams, two guys with prolific scores. We'll also have takedown time in the region, Highland at Wolf and Maryville at Chesterton. We'll also have Hebron at Morgan Township on December 15th. And as well, next Friday, we'll have Crown Point and Lake Central girls basketball. I believe they are celebrating one of the teams, a regional championship team for girls basketball. 1994, if I'm correct.
Yes. And I know my significant other is not going to be too happy at me if I don't get this right. So, 1 second. The 1994 state champions.
Yes, state champions. My apologies. Yes. But they will be celebrated and recognized at, I don't know if it's halftime or before the game, but they're doing stuff in honor of them for Crown Point and Lake Central girls basketball next Friday night. And we'll have all the coverage for you here.
Yes, and if you're not familiar with girls basketball in the region, this Crown Point versus Lake Central game is like as big as it gets.
Well, we talked about it. Lake Central, one of the best teams. For Crown Point, they have one of the leading scorers, Ava Zilkowski. She averages almost 30 points a game.
Yes, and they recently won a sate championship as well.
There you go.
Back
Jessica
in 2020.
Carruthers on that team.
Yep, and Alina Santiago, both of those players who are at IUN right now, and successful careers at Crown Point, doing successful things, staying in the region, playing for their university. And so that game's going to feature a lot of girls that will probably end up staying around here and playing for their university. So it'll be some exciting stuff.
Yeah, you said it. As good as it gets right there. Central at the line for 2 shots. First free throw good. And Noah Enyart able to hit both of those free throws. Under a minute to go, 59-24. This would be Lake Central's third double-digit win of the year. They beat Andrean by double digits, Westside by double digits, and it's looking like Culver could be double digits. Looks like we might have a foul right here by Lake Central. Yes, we will, and that's going to send Christensen. I believe that was going to be the person. Yep, Christensen will be shooting 2 free throws here at the line. He's had a good game for Culver. A lot of tough drives inside the paint. Remember to stay tuned. After the game, we'll name our Carl Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game, our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, and our proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by IKOR CC. And misses both. Enyart with the rebound. Niagua now with it. Gives it to his teammate. With 22 seconds, might just hold this one and let the time run out. So pass it around.
And really great job by Culver all game long. They have not, like, you can, just by looking at their body language, you can't tell the score of this game.
Absolutely.
So really just a credit to Coach Galloway for getting his guys ready, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see these guys later on in the season in March.
For the first time since 2003, the Lake Central Indians are 4-0 to start off their season. They win 59-24. Let's get to those award winners. We'll start with the Carl Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. I'm on the hype train. I'm going with Dorian Beatty. The way he played tonight, there were so many good guys for Lake Central tonight, but Dorian Beatty, then I believe 3 or 4 3-pointers, a couple steals, that one nice assist to Zachary Green in the paint, and the intensity and energy he brought. I really loved what I saw from Beatty tonight.
Yes, Beatty is a ball player, and he's going to have a very successful season. We talked about the work he put in, and great to see it's paying off. Great job tonight, Dorian.
Yeah, once again, Dorian Beatty, your Carl Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. They have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday, and Saturday till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. They are the business professionals. Now time to name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Jack Christensen, number 10. He was in there for the whole game, took a lot of tough takes to the basket, and in a game where you lose by this many points, Jack Christensen was a bright spot for this team. He was able to finish tough at the rim, and he was out there for the whole time. You can really get your head down and not want to be out there when you're down by that much, but he was out there fighting from the first quarter to the end of the fourth.
Yeah, he did a great job, and we talked about the fight from that Culver team, the body language that they've had the entire game, led by their point guard. And so really salute to them, salute to Jack, salute to Coach Galloway.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tough team and very young, but a lot of potential. So looking forward to see how that develops.
Once again, Jack Christensen, your Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you earn with Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Now time for the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC. Let's go to that fourth quarter. That pass from Dorian Beatty, the Zach Green, able to finish with the foul. That was just one nice play. Able to fit that pass, thread it like a needle, and the finish. Can't get any better than that.
Yeah, it can't get any better than that. And Zach Green played, he gets honorable mention because he played very tough all game. I mean, his consistency, the energy he brought on the offensive and defensive end is just second to none. So congrats to them for having the play of the game.
So congratulations, your Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters, where you build your future. Learn more at IKORCC.com. A big thank you to our crew, our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our coordinating producer and cameraman, Zach Miller. Also a big thank you to our producer, Mike Dewan. Both coaches, Culver Academy, Mark Galloway. For Lake Central, Ryan Sexton. Both athletic directors for Culver Academy, Kevin Cox. And for Lake Central, Chris Enyart. And a big thank you to you, all of our viewers on Facebook, on YouTube, and regionsports.com. We're back tomorrow for PCC basketball, Marquette Catholic at Couts, 7 p.m. But that's going to do it all for us here at Lake Central High School. Have a great and safe Friday night, and we'll see you tomorrow night as you're watching this on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.